So a few months ago, I uploaded a video describing 30 ways you can promote your clothing brand. That video is currently my most popular video with over 1,000 views, the first video on this channel to do so. So I thought, why not add 20 more ways to promote your clothing brand? After all, the original blog post had 50 ways, and for the first video I cut it down to 30 so that it's not the longest video for you to watch. So here are the other 20. Enjoy. Before we fully get into the other 20 ways, I do recommend you watch part 1 of this video. I did go over a few key points for you to consider before even thinking about promoting your brand. I'll link it below for you to watch. I highly recommend you watch each point and stay all the way to the end of the video, as the last point is probably the best promotion technique in this video. Plus we have a bonus at the end which you do not want to miss. Number 1, voucher codes. People love getting deals and bargains. People also love free stuff, so if that's something you can afford, do it. Simply promote deals and offers on your pages, but for high conversions, make it personal or send it via DM or on social media or even email. There are also tons of websites on which you can promote discount codes to. It's a good way to get rid of any leftover stock. One thing I would say is that you have to be careful, as discounts and vouchers can cheapen the image of your brand. So if you're aiming to be a high-end luxury brand, it may not be the best move. Despite this, if you still want to give out voucher codes while being a high-end luxury brand, one option is to give small discounts and rarely. That way you can still maintain a prestige brand image. Number 2, network with micro-influencers. This is similar to sending samples to bloggers and other influencers. But with this, you want to target even smaller influencers. This is because they usually have cheaper rates and are more willing to collaborate since they're just starting out. Plus they usually have higher engagement due to less bots and more real followers. They can also take awesome modeling pictures for you, as well as further content that can really help with your marketing and getting work around. One thing to know is that you have to make sure they have the correct audience that you're aiming to target. Ask yourself, is the influencer wearing clothes that target the people you're selling to? Also make sure they have a good following, but more importantly, good engagement. Number 3, paid/social media ads. If you're going to pay for ads, I strongly recommend doing them on social media, specifically Instagram. In addition, if you want to save money on this, use story ads. They're cheaper and have the capability to yield better results. The most important thing to do is to make the ad eye-catching. Keep it simple and engaging. Don't add too much, as that can fail to grab attention. You also want to be careful about how to spend and distribute the money to pay for these ads, as it can be expensive. I'll leave a link to a YouTube video which goes more in depth about Instagram ads. I recommend you research this more to get the hang of it, or if you're interested in doing ads on another social media app. Don't limit yourself to only ads on social media. Think about websites, public ads, and any place where you think your audience may be. Number 4, comment and engage on Instagram. This exposes your page on Instagram. It's like leaving your footprint all over the app. Out of curiosity, people will click your profile to check you out, eventually converting some of them into followers and customers. Take time to leave good and, most importantly, honest comments. I cannot stress this enough. They can be funny or attention-grabbing. Engage in conversations, whether it's a DM group, comment section, or a direct message. Leave your feedback and opinions on other people's clothing. You can even try Shoutout for Shoutout. It's a good way to network and make business friends. Be careful not to go too hard on this, as you can encounter action blocks which can be detrimental to your account. Number 5, create an emotional connection with your customers. Using emotional elements in marketing is a powerful way to turn prospects into loyal followers of your brand. Now this can be done in multiple ways, but the most obvious way is to use it as a slogan. Check out the examples here. Make your audience feel included and appreciated, like you're directly talking to them. Some experts at doing this are Jose Zuniga from Teaching Men's Fashion and Aaron Marino from Alpha M, so take notes from them. They are very good at promoting their own products. Number 6, analyze the analytics. Your analytics say a lot about the behavior of your audience, whether that's on your store or on social media platforms. Your job is to capitalize off that, rather than letting analytics affect your moods. Analytics can be very key for you to improve in many areas, whether they're positive or negative results. Number 7, shout out and collaborate. These are great ways to steal and tap into new audiences to grow your customer base. Collaborate on combined collections or stay in contact to create good relationships. You never know when they come in handy. It's best to do this with brands slightly bigger or smaller than yours, but don't be afraid to shoot your shot with the much bigger brands. Make people around you brand ambassadors. Give popular people in your school, workplace, or local area some of your clothes for free. This can definitely hurt the pockets, but if it's done well, you can make that money back as people influence others. I would definitely set aside a budget for samples and giving out free stuff. Have multiple brand ambassadors. People who heavily like your brand. When people see multiple people wearing the same brand of clothing, it will raise curiosity and interest, and soon enough word will get round and you'll have new customers. Number 9, set up a pop-up store. This is probably one of the best ways to market your clothing brand. Set this up on your local high street, city centre, or near other clothing retailers. Make sure you're in a place where loads of people get around so you can get loads of attention. A good example of a brand that did this was 3L Trio, who set up a pop-up shop with music and people dancing wearing the brand. Make sure to be aware of any local laws regarding this, as you don't want to run into any problems. Number 10, SEO and copywriting. When you optimize your website with SEO and copywriting, people surfing the web for a particular product will find your product if it's done properly. Number 11, place yourself. Using social media, you want to put yourself in the correct positions to be seen. To elaborate, in your post, use hashtags that your audience would be using to find what they want. For example, they may be looking for certain utility wear, and if your brand sells that, make sure to use that hashtag in your post. Different hashtags are more popular than others, so use a range of hashtags with different sizes. Don't just blindly put yourself in an umbrella of streetwear using streetwear hashtags. Zoom in on the details and use these for your posts. You can even create your own branded hashtags so that your customers can use that. Furthermore, submerge yourself into communities/brands similar to yours who you are trying to target. For example, my explore page is full of upcoming brands and other fashion pieces. If you're a sustainable brand, you want that to be the main theme on your Instagram. Create physical digital lookbooks/mags. Believe it or not, but magazines are not as dead as you might think. Fashion is a great niche for this type of promotion because it's mainly images and doesn't require that much reading. Showcase your best pieces in upcoming collections. A good place to hand them out is in hair salons, barbershops, dentists, etc., as they're common places to find magazines. Make sure the book comes out good and has good quality photos. It might be quite of an investment considering you'll have to use high quality printer, but you want to place these in places where your target audience is most likely to hang out. 13. Get with the trends. Trend forecasting is a useful skill that clothing brand owners can learn. It's basically predicting upcoming trends and doesn't actually sound as hard as you think. By nature, people are sheep and they'll copy each other to fit in. Use this to your advantage and launch products for those trends, as people will always look for substitutes, which all depend on design and price. So you want to maximize your potential by focusing on those two, as other brands will definitely catch up on the trends. However, I do not advise it to be against fast fashion and want to have a sustainable brand. Don't just focus on the trends within fashion though. Any social trends in pop culture can also be incorporated into anything you choose to do with your brand, whether that's design or campaign wise. 14. Mystery box. This is a good way to get rid of any leftover stock and can also be a money saver for customers, especially if you're a more high-end brand with higher prices. This is also a good seller point for new customers, those looking to save money and cash in on old items. If you want, you can also collaborate with other brands to fill up the mystery box more. You can then send some to influencers and other content creators who can preview this for you and help with marketing. A good example of a high-end brand recently doing a mystery box is Represent and Heat. Harrison Neville is especially known for mystery box videos, so I recommend you check him out if you want to get more of an idea. Number 15, apps and notifications. You can gain a lot of traffic by simply having an app or sending push notifications. You simply just spread more awareness about your brand if your app gets seen on the store or if you're sending push notifications. A great place to start is with an app called Subscribers by Neil Patel. It lets you send notifications on mobile and desktop. They have a free version you can start with, so check it out. 16. Public promotion. Don't underestimate public ads. These can come in the form of billboards, car wraps, or small board signs. This type of promotion can be expensive, so it's good to do your research. However, generally speaking, prices will depend on your town, city, and its size. Number 17, build your personal brand. A lot of clothing brand success today comes from the fact that people who started their brand were known for something else. One example is Cole Bennett, where he recently launched a merch line for his multimedia company, Lyrical Lemonade. Think of celebrities, YouTubers, and influencers with their own merch line. Their fans buy from them because initially they're the product. They want to represent their idol or someone they look up to. On top of that, when you show yourself working on your brand and showing the process, it's almost as if you're tagging the audience along with you on the journey, which creates loyal customers in the long term. A good example of this is the Heaton brothers that Represent, especially George Heaton. Follow them if you want to get a better idea. 18. Get yourself friends and family to wear it. A bit cliche and a no-brainer, but ask them to support and promote your clothing. Give them free stuff, get them to wear it around. If they don't see the vision, don't waste your time getting upset over it. Move on and use that as motivation to prove them wrong. 19. Support causes. This doesn't need much explaining. People love to be part of something, And supporting our cause will put you in a good light and build you a good reputation. However, you need to stay as transparent and authentic with this as you can. Keep your integrity and actually donate money you raise to your chosen cause. Don't lie to your customers. I can't stress this enough. Number 20, my personal favourite. Set up your own trade show. Now I understand this may be a bit ambitious, but if your local area has a lot of upcoming brands, why not set one up with other brands? This can gain a lot of publicity. And since you're the one setting it up, your brand will be the headline. If you have the funds and will to do it, it could be very beneficial locally, especially since there may be other people interested in the fashion industry in general. Depending on how much word gets around, you can gain attention from local news stations and maybe even fashion journalists. Lastly, if you want, you can also run a little runway show for brands to properly showcase their collections and drops. As a bonus point, you can always come to us to promote your platform. We feature new brands daily on our Instagram and are coming up with more and more content to promote brands. For example, we have a new series called Up Next, which goes more in depth about certain brands. You can check out more info on our Instagram. The first episode will be out soon. We're also planning on doing the clothing haul videos where we review any samples brands send us. Lastly, we're also letting brands write up about their collections so that we can upload them to our blog. This is all in the works, so if you're interested, be sure to follow our Instagram as well. Subscribe to the channel for updates. You can also sign up to our newsletter below. Please like this video if it helps and share it so that other brands have the opportunity to see this video. We wish your brand the best. Good luck for 2021.